We're coming to you from the traditional territory of the New Credit Anishinaabe people here in Toronto. It's going to be a little busy. There's going to be trains going by and planes flying over. But I'm really interested to hear about the Cree creation story. How about it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Let's get rolling.
Okay. The wonder of creation. You ever wonder about that? I've wondered about that many times. And when we think about creation, we think about all the different things that have been made. The greenery of the trees, the harshness of winter, the falling of the trees, rebirth, new growth. Somewhere we come in there as being created into this world. And I think the fundamental question is, where do we come from? Where am I? And where are we going? To know where you are, to know where you're going, you have to have some sense of where you come from, creation. And in our Cree tradition, as Cree people, we have our own story. And the story goes back, way, way back in time. And that's where the word time immemorial comes in. As far back as, well, we can't remember. Our memory doesn't go back that far to be able to, for us to be able to measure that time, to say time immemorial. And that is a story that I uncovered a number of years ago that was written in Cree syllabics by an elder probably back in the early 1930s at the Smithsonian Institute. Greg Spencer and I covered the story, and it was a wonderful story. It begins with two people who are walking in another world, seemingly. And if you can just imagine for a minute you flying on a plane, or you flying on a plane, and down below you can see these clouds. And you're walking on these clouds. And that's the imagery that we have. And these two people are walking on that, in that type of atmosphere. And they've been walking for quite some time. And every now and again they can see that there is an opening here and an opening there. And as they look down, they can see the lush greenery and the streams and the brooks and the lakes and the rivers and the water and the birds, and all of the animals look so nice, and they long to go down to this green lush land that they see, but they have no way of getting there. So they continue the journey. They continue the journey on and trying to find a way to get down there. And over in the distance, they could see this little black speck over in the distance, and they start walking towards this small speck. And as they get closer and closer and closer to it, this speck becomes larger and larger, exceedingly larger than them. So as they approach it, they can see that it's the back of this creature that they approach. And it turns and looks down at them, and they look up at it and they say, we long to go down to this world. Alabakisa tells him to stand back, and he begins his work, and he spins, and he spins, and he spins, but he has it larger and larger and larger, and in essence making a bowl that they can climb in. And when he's done, they climb into the bowl, and Ehip attaches to the bowl his web, and he gives them instructions. And he says, I'm going to lower you down to this world, and as I lower you down to this world, you are not to look over the edge of the bowl. So they agree. They climb in, and Ehip lowers them down. Down they go to this wonderful world that they long for. And of course, as they go down, there's a bit of excitement that begins to grow within both of them. And one of them is overcome by this excitement and anticipation of going down to this world, and the climbers over the edge and begins to try to look. And as this happens, Ehip knows the bowl begins to wave violently, and they go back down. And as they go back down, it settles and it goes down, until until it becomes to rust. And their hearts are glad because they know that they've been down, they go down to this world. But as they look over to the edge, they could see that they're on a tall, tall tree. And there's no way of getting down from this tree because there's no branches. And it's a huge tree that can't shimmy down. And as they looked, they could see the greenery, the birds flying, the animals moving about, the babbling brooks, lakes and rivers and fish and birds and so on. And they want to go down, but they have no way of getting down there. And the animals go by, and the first that goes by is the caribou goes by, and they ask the caribou, "Hey, Dick, we Gina." And Dick looks, says, "How can I help you?" He says, "I want you to come down. I want you to help us come down to this land." And Dick the caribou says, "I can't. I have difficulty walking on rocks. I climb trees. I can't do that. I can't help you." And he ventures on. And other animals go by. And it was not until the fisher comes by and the fisher agrees and says, "Yes, I will bring you down." He scampers up the tree as fishers do. And he brings one down. They touch the ground and they get to the earth, as we know. Scampers back up and brings the other one down safely on Smarty River. And that's how they get to the earth. And that's how we believe as Cree people. We are brought to this world. We're lured from the upper world by Yihep, the great spider, the Labahesa, the great spider, the net maker, is the one that is responsible for bringing us down. And in time, from the time they set foot in the earth, they're befriended by the bear. The bear is the one who teaches them all the things that they need to know as they begin to venture into this world. And that's why now we call the bear our brother. Creation. We all wonder, where do we come from? Who are we? And where we're going? And that story gives us the teachings of where we've come from and where we are. And all the stories in between, now and then, to carry us forward to where we are going in this world that we live in. That's the story of creation in our tradition as Cree people in Inuit.
Awesome. That's good, man.